Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good day and welcome to another interesting episode of the Whiteblood Panorama on your favorite channel, Whiteblood Multimedia. I'm your host, Umar Isa Dandago. My guest today is Abubakar Sulaiman Muhammad. He recently came back to Nigeria, well, for a break, for a holiday, for a vacation, to use American word, after spending nearly a year teaching Hausa language and culture to the American students under what they call Fulbright Scholarship. What is this all about? Is this Fulbright Scholarship specific to some selected people, or it is meant for everyone? How did he find the United States of America when he first got there, and the challenges he faced, and how he was treated? These issues, among other things, are going to be thoroughly discussed and analyzed here. Well, Abubakar Sulaiman Muhammad joins me now in the studio. Thank you very much indeed for coming.
Thank you, Umar. It's my honor to be here with you.
Yeah, that's great. Well, I was surprised last year when I discovered on Facebook that you had traveled to the United States as a lecturer, and thank God I was among those that congratulated you when you posted the news on your timeline. Congratulations once again on this show.
Thank you, Umar.
You went to the United States of America, to the state of Wisconsin, which is located geographically in the midwestern part of the United States of America, sharing border possibly with states like Iowa and nearing other states like Michigan, right, and Ohio as well. Talk us through why and how did you get to the United States of America?
Saying that is like starting the story from the middle.
Okay.
We should begin by, okay, how did you get the scholarship?
Oh, yes, of course. So how did you get the scholarship? Okay. Let me rephrase the question.
Yes. Okay, as you can see, there are many programs under the U.S. Embassy, wherever the U.S. government has a post. So they offer many educational opportunities, many cultural exchange programs, so many other things. So as someone who is passionate about higher education, about like intercultural communication, so I started looking for some of these opportunities, where to get them, how to apply, and so on and so forth. I was looking the opportunity everywhere, visiting several other embassies in Nigeria to see which country would I be like, will I have a chance to go under any kind of a program.
So you had to visit as many embassies as possible?
Yes, but it's not like a physical visit.
Okay.
You need to be following them, their social media handles, their websites, and see what they do. And like the U.S. Embassy has a strong like program in terms of higher education, in terms of cultural exchange. So like I said, there are many things under that program. So one of them is the Fulbright Scholarship, and under Fulbright Scholarship there are many like aliases. There are many categories of things that one can apply.
Okay.
So I applied under Fulbright Foreign Language Teaching Assistant.
I'm sorry to cut you off. Before you applied for the United States Fulbright Scholarship, how many like countries have you like checked? How many embassies of countries have you checked? Did you check rather?
Well, there are, let me say, famous programs like Japanese government scholarship, Brunei, government of Brunei scholarship.
Brunei, a small country, close to Malaysia.
Yes,
in Asia.
Malaysia, Singapore, and so on.
Of course.
The
Southeast Asia.
Saudi government scholarship as well. The Indian government, the Romanian government scholarship, and
Romania in Europe.
Eastern Europe.
Eastern Europe, yes.
Yes. The UK civilian scholarship.
Okay.
So
you applied for many. That's great.
I not just applied because some programs you do not apply, but you went through to see the process.
Okay, I understand.
All right. Yes.
So now you applied for the US one.
Not once.
Okay.
Actually, I applied for 3 times.
3 times?
Yes, and I got one. Like I was trying to say something, and then something happened.
Okay.
Like another issue came in.
Okay.
I was speaking about the U.S. government educational and cultural exchange programs. So the U.S. government has an outreach program where the U.S. embassy staff go out across the colleges and universities in Nigeria and talk to people about the opportunities that they can have. And then some of the staff came to our university, Ahmadu Bello University area.
At that time when you were a student?
When I was
that was when?
Student, almost, I think, 20, I cannot precisely tell the year, but I was almost at the final year.
Okay.
So, and you can remember there is a vibrant Fulbright community in ABU.
Okay, yeah.
So at that time, the immediate past president of the Fulbright Scholars, Fulbright Association of Nigeria, who is a professor in our university, who happened to be a friend of my supervisor.
Okay, that's great.
So by the time I started like thinking about that, my professor linked me up with his friends, and we started the process together up to my graduation.
Okay. So you was that the time when you applied but you didn't get it?
Yes, a year after I graduated from university, I already started the process, getting the papers, writing the essays, understanding the process, the requirement, and so on. So by the time I graduated and went to service, I used that opportunity to like meet the requirements. You will have free time during your service year. You'll have some free money from the government. You already, maybe before you finished from university, you already knew what you wanted to do with your life, so you start planning.
Oh, that's great.
So
that's what happened.
Yeah, that's what happened. You cannot just graduate. You cannot be like put your life on autopilot. And start like waiting to see what will happen.
Waiting for miracle to happen.
For miracle and for what the fate will throw at your feet. You need to be active in the process of your life.
So this is a great deal of lesson that young people out there who are watching us should learn from you. Right before you finished your university, you started planning ahead what would happen with your life and what you would do. Also, and you also went ahead straight by continuing doing all those necessary steps, during your service here, when you said you had plentiful time, and you had a lot of opportunities, including the free money from the government that you talked about. So now, what are the requirements for applying, or before somebody apply for this Fulbright scholarship?
Well, I would say mentioning the requirements here will not prove to be extremely helpful, but I would say if you would visit the website, you see the requirement yourself. Visit the U.S. Embassy website. You maybe, I would say, Fulbright Foreign Language Teaching Assistant is for only those who read English, Hausa, linguistics, Yoruba, so on. So, and you can see it's restricted. There are many other disciplines that people read. So when you go there, there are many other programs like Fulbright. I can't exactly recall the name of the program, but it's about teaching excellence. So whatever field you teach, you'll have opportunity to go to the US also and teach the same thing to the US students. Even though Fulbright, you'll be posted to like university and so on.
As a lecturer?
Yeah, as a lecturer.
Or assistant lecturer.
There they don't say lecturer,
what do they call it?
They just say instructor.
Instructor. That's great.
Yes.
So now, as a student of mass communication, I'm currently in level 3. Can I apply?
Yes, you can apply, but not for the Fulbright.
Not for the same program
maybe
that
for
you
another thing. Yes, and I would say, whatever field you read, whatever field you study, there are universities in the US that will take you in.
Okay.
Whether through Fulbright or not, whether through anything, just apply as a graduate student. Once you meet the requirements, you have what it takes to take you in.
So now I cannot apply because I've not finished my university.
Yeah.
One of the requirements is that somebody has to finish his or her university.
Yes. If anybody interested in going upward, the first step maybe is after university is to get the passport.
Okay.
Yes, that's the first step.
Passport.
Yes.
International passport.
International passport, and then apply for your transcript.
Okay.
So these are the things. The
Basic.
Yeah, the basic and the most, not just the primary things.
Yeah.
Of
So
course.
one needs to have the passport.
Passport, transcript, the rest you can do them yourself.
And then you talked about writing a lot of stuff, essays. How is it like? Specifically, what did they ask you to write?
Of course, in writing essays, they will ask you, they give a topic, not necessarily, not a particular topic or any specific thing, but based on the program you are applying. For instance, as Fulbright applicant, you would be required to write essays about why do you want to go to the United States based on that program.
And how many words? Like 1,000 words?
1,750. Basically, 1.5 page.
Okay, yeah.
Yes.
So you did that?
Yeah, I did that.
Can you tell us some of the reasons you put in that essay? The reasons why you wanted to be in the United States?
Yes. One of the reasons I mentioned was that I wanted to teach Hausa language and culture to the American student, and then improve my language teaching skills. Because you'll be like working under the supervision of an American professor.
Wow.
You learn their system, their method, their higher education, and so on. So you learn also as well, and maybe you can transfer the knowledge back to your home country.
That's great. So can you tell us some of the professors that you dealt that you have dealt with?
Okay, there's one professor that was directly supervising me, Dr. Adina Agoke.
Is Nigerian? The name sounds Nigerian.
Yes.
Okay,
and she went to the department first under the same program.
Wow.
And then she was retained. She became the acting language director.
Wow, that's great.
Yes. So we worked together, and then there are other classes that I audited, meaning I visited.
Okay, yeah.
I attended the class just to learn without having any credit.
Okay, yes.
Yes.
So apart from teaching, if you are interested in 1 or 2 courses, you can just go step into the classes and watch.
Yes, because the essence of the Fulbright Foreign Language Assistant Program is for you to teach American students your own language and culture, and for you also to learn the language and culture of the American people.
Okay.
Yes.
So how busy were you with the job, with the work, with the projects?
Actually, I will not say very busy, but it might be busy only that you have like the necessary resources that make things very easy.
Okay.
Of course.
So
let me say 50% of the work is sending and receiving email.
Okay.
Actually, it's
from who to who?
You see what they call the email culture.
Email culture is in the West, especially in the US and
actually. So part of the work, like 50% of the job, is basically sitting in front of your computer from the morning and see how life goes.
Okay. So, like when you go to the office in the morning, what time do you close?
You don't even need to go to the office sometimes until maybe you have a class to teach.
Okay, I understand.
Yes. So
you can do the rest at home?
Yeah, at home. You wake up in the morning, you pray your Subi prayer.
Yeah.
And then the first thing is to open your computer and see the incoming emails.
Okay.
See like the mails that need urgent attention.
Yes.
And then those ones that you need to like wait, gather other information, or wait for some action from some other places, then you go on with it.
When did you find out that you got this Fulbright scholarship? Can you remember the time or the day even?
Yeah, I could remember we were going out with my friend. Almost.
Can you remember his name?
June. Usman.
Yeah.
So we were going out with Usman. I couldn't remember exactly where we were going, but we were waiting for vehicle to come and convey us somewhere. And then I just received email.
Okay, yeah.
So I opened. I saw the.
Wow. How did you feel at that time?
I was very happy.
Mashallah.
I was very excited. Actually,
Can you remember the words used in the email?
I already once before you open, if you have been like applying for many programs, you can see the winning email.
Okay.
Because you can see a pattern. If an email comes with rejection from the opening, you see.
Wow.
But once it's like a winning email from the opening, you see.
So that's what you said.
Before I even read, I knew this was a winning email.
Alhamdulillah.
Yes.
And then how did you react outside by the side of the road?
Well, nobody knew what happened, even Usman.
Even Usman at that
I
time?
contained my feeling. I was very happy, but I contained my feeling, actually.
So you're a strong man. You can easily hide your emotions.
Yeah, I can see.
That's great.
Yeah, because once you went through processes, you need to be able to contain, to control your feelings and emotions. Yeah, so that the painful process would teach you that.
Of course. So this last sentence of yours, the painful process would teach you that. Does it mean that you had to go through hell, to use this informal American expression, before you got this Fulbright scholarship?
Well, I will not say directly hell, but they say golds are refined by fire.
Oh, so one has to pass through the fire.
Yeah, you need to go through the fire. You need to get burned.
Yeah.
And become an ashes. Let me see. Become ashes.
Yeah. Okay.
Of course. So once you become ashes, there won't be any burning again.
Oh.
Even if you set ash like
on fire.
Yeah, on fire.
It will not lit. It will not light. Yeah.
Nothing will happen.
Of course.
Because it was already burnt. So this is it. You've received rejection. You cried. If you are someone that will cry. You experience pain, experience agony. You needed this program, you needed this winning email, you needed this win at your most desperate time, but then it refused to happen.
Oh my God.
So what do? You just have to be patient. Maybe keep on repeating the process, right?
Yeah.
And you repeat one time, second time, third time, multiple times. You become familiar. Everything becomes part of you.
Okay. And that's how it went.
Yeah, of course. When the winning email came, so nothing to celebrate.
So that was that.
That's what that.
Okay, you felt that you earned it.
I felt I knew even before the email came. I knew I must get this program.
So you had dealings with somebody helped you there in the US Embassy, and that's why you had this feeling that you knew or you had known that you would get it.
Because I applied and failed, so I applied again. So when I failed the first time, like I did what people call postmortem.
What does that mean?
I look at this the whole process. Okay, where did I go wrong? Why did I fail?
Good.
Okay, and after that examination, I discovered the places where
you need some
I made mistakes.
Okay.
Then I underlined them. I took notes, and the next year I made the necessary corrections and applied.
Okay.
And so by the time I started the process, acing everywhere, I say, okay, what was I thinking? What was I doing last time that I didn't even do this? So it is just like people who complain about the process is very difficult, it's very complicated, the requirements are too much, maybe overwhelming and so on. But they knew since other people met that requirement, you too need to. Yeah,
you need to meet the very same requirements.
Of course.
So now you got the news that you got it, you won the scholarship. What's the time frame between the winning between you receiving the winning email and then the time of the flight to the United States?
Okay, I would say also that the process of scholarship application or any other program will teach you patience.
Oh, yeah.
Of course, because you wait for, like, you apply first the beginning of the year, and then you have to wait for 4 months before you get any response.
Yeah, you have to be patient.
You have to be patient. So you need to even forget about that. You apply to this program and so on, and start and go on and continue with your life.
Yeah, okay.
So it took you like 8 months before you finally traveled to the United States.
Okay, so between the time you received the winning email and the time you flew to the United States,
it's almost 3 months.
3 months.
Yes.
Okay, so
June to August.
okay, so you traveled in August last year.
Yeah, last year.
How many hours was the flight?
Well, because it was direct flight from Lagos to the United States, so we spent 12 hours
in the sky.
Yes.
Oh my God, 12 hours.
12
no
hours.
transit in any
no
country.
Transit due to like COVID restrictions,
Okay.
COVID policies in some other countries. So we had to do.
Which flight did you take? KLM, American Airways?
It's like we are advertising the.
Oh no!
And they do not pay.
Oh really?
Yep.
Okay, so you don't want to mention the name of the flight?
We don't need to do that.
Okay. Is it like you personally don't want to, or you shouldn't? Which one?
Okay. So if you want me to say, I will say it, because I know this is the commercial program.
What if they listen or they watch and they say, hey, come,
okay,
let's do this deal with you?
Okay. Delta Airline.
Oh, Delta. What is it? Is it American airline?
It's an American airline.
So the United States of America, probably under the State Department, sent a plane to pick you.
Yes, like the United States doesn't joke with foreign policy.
Oh yeah, of course.
Of course. So under the State Department, you remember State Department is responsible for all of the U.S. embassies across the world.
In the world, and
yes,
and it's responsible for the U.S. foreign policy.
Yes. So
of course.
There is a commission, what they call the Fulbright Commission, and there is an institution they call Institute of Higher Education, the IIE. So the IIE is one of the institutions responsible for organizing educational programs across countries for scholarship, for mentorship, for leadership fellowships, and so on. So they are responsible for organizing everything. They send you the ticket, all the papers you need.
Mashallah.
Yes.
That's
Then
good. Now
time will come, then you travel.
So now you went to the United States of America. We got like 5 minutes to go. Let's make this as brief as possible. You went to the United States of America. How did you see it? How did you find it? Different from what you had been dreaming it to be, or what you had been watching it in TV, or something like that?
Well, it's not exactly different. Maybe when you see the architecture, the atmosphere, the people, their movement, and so on. So it might not be really that different. Of course, because we live in, let me say, semi-rural, semi-urban.
Okay.
We are no rural state and we are no urban.
The whole Wisconsin state?
Yeah, the whole Wisconsin state is not like an urban state.
So it's not like New York or
it's
California?
Not like New York, you don't have much people, you don't have much traffic, and so on. So if you are watching movies, maybe if you are reading literature, the set in around rural United States, so you easily relate with that environment.
And thank God you are a bookworm.
Yeah,
you have read a great deal of books, and you still are reading many books. I'm sure one of the souvenirs that you brought to Nigeria have been books.
Yes,
that's great. So you already have this idea of how the United States is through the literature, through its literature, the books that you have been reading.
Yes.
So no much of a difference?
No much of a difference actually. So we've been one, like during the pre-departure orientation about the culture shock and so on. But I cannot say I experienced something like that with shake my foundation.
Okay. I mean, shaking your foundation, how?
Like, if maybe you bring an American to Nigeria and they experience something, or maybe once they see something, they'll be shocked.
Okay.
But it's something that you've heard, you've read, you've seen in the movie.
Yeah.
So possibly when these things happen, they will not shock you.
So it didn't take long time for you to assimilate into the American mainstream culture.
Not necessarily assimilating, but what we call awareness of the cultural differences and so on. So once you already knew that difference, so once you see it, you can recognize it, and it will not be a shocking experience to you.
That's from your own side. Did they recognize that you are a Hausa and a Muslim from Nigeria, from northern Nigeria?
Well, the one thing they can see in you is like they see a black man.
Okay.
So they may not necessarily understand all of these nuances in terms of identity, religion, and so on.
So a woman can easily extend her hands to you for a handshake.
Yes.
So
yes.
when you reject and you say, I'm sorry, I'm a Muslim, we don't shake women's hands, what do they say, for example?
They like the American people have like a polite culture that they will not even try to extend a hand to you.
Okay.
Once you started meeting, so they begin like they will wait and understand you first.
Okay.
And then they will see. Of course, if you do that, they won't say anything. They will just apologize, and then you take that into cognizance.
So like it's okay if this. How do they feel? I really want to get this straight, because I know about people who travel abroad have this issue that when a woman approaches them and she extends her hands, they feel shy or even ashamed to say, excuse me, I'm a Muslim, we don't shake women's hand. What happens if you do this to an American? How would they react to you?
No, they will not react in any negative way. But of course, if you are not the kind of person that can shake hands with a woman, then you can do that, and
they can easily understand. They can totally understand.
Yeah, they can understand. Everyone will be fine.
Okay, so now we have 3 minutes to go. Your relationship with your students. How hard did you find it before? How hard did you find it to inform them about our culture and our language?
Well, because anybody that took my class was someone who had vast interest in Hausa language and culture. So I would say they already did some background about the Hausa language and culture.
So they did this background check.
Yeah, they already had interest. They already had some basic understanding. So you just build up from there. Yes.
Okay, that's good. How did they treat you?
Respectfully and with politeness.
Because you are a teacher, you are an instructor.
Yes.
That's at the school level. What about outside, when you go for shopping, when you go jogging in the morning, probably when you go somewhere? How did they treat you as a somebody from Nigeria? I'm sure you from time to time used to dress like this way as a typical Hausa person.
Because it's individualistic society, so you can go out, spend hours, and come back without talking to anybody.
Oh yeah.
So you don't have like a chance to experience how exactly like they can treat you based on race and so on, except maybe if you're an American, black American, so because you'll be living there, it's your country and so on. So you'll have a chance to experience nuances of things.
Okay.
Yes.
So we're done. It's time. But what is it that you want to say about the United States of America, about this program, about everything that I have not been able to ask you?
Okay. I think you've asked so many important questions and we answered them. So I would say I'm very happy for winning the program because it's life-changing. And I encourage our people to also visit the U.S. Embassy page and explore opportunities and offerings that they can benefit from.
Yes, and I hope whenever an opportunity like this or any like this or anyone pops up, you'll be able to alert us.
Yes, they are always on the internet, so they are always
there.
Yeah, they are always there. No time to say they'll be popping up or something. They're always there when you are ready. You can just go there and start the process.
That's great. Thank you very much indeed, Madam Abubakar. One last question. Are you married or single?
Virtually married, physically single.
What does that mean?
Okay.
Yeah, I know you post a lot of stuff about love and relationship, even on your social media handles.
So let me
Is she here or there?
So
here or there?
In my second life, I have, they say virtual reality.
Okay.
So on the second life, I have my wife. But
what does that mean? This is it literature or science fiction? Yeah.
Okay. So maybe we'll have another program on that.
I hope she is watching now.
Well,
I hope she's watching.
I believe so.
And
I pray so.
Okay, and I hope she will enjoy this interview.
I think so.
So
she will do that.
You have been okay. That's good. You've been strong enough not to reveal her name. I would have just shout out to her. Okay, respectful greeting to you.
I can mention her.
Okay, good.
Mrs. Abubakar, I love you.
This is not her name. Thank you very much, Mr. Abubakar, for being on the show. It's been an honor hosting you. We ask Allah to take you back to the United States safely. I'm sure you're traveling very, very soon.
Yes,
and I wish you all the best in your master's degree that you're going to pursue. And I hope personally you'll be able to link us to as many American professors as possible that we will be interviewing, especially via Zoom. And if one of them happens to be in Kano, he or she will be able to come to the studio.
Thank you, Umar.
You're welcome, Abubakar. On behalf of everyone that has contributed to the show, I'm Umar Isa Nandugu saying goodbye and see you next.